Hello everybody, welcome to another Saturday held on Sunday. Anything goes. I hope y'all are having a pleasant weekend. So tonight we're just going to have kind of a short one. Something, pretty doesn't always have to mean extravagant or that it takes a long time. I had an idea for a card, and it's just with simple items, and I just really like the way it turned out. So I wanted to show y'all that tonight. Be sure and shout out and say hello. I don't know if I'll be able to see you guys. I'm having to use my phone again. But if you're there, say hello. All right. So what we're going to be using is, we're going to play with the poppies again. I know I have Under My Umbrella as the stamp set, and that's because we're just going to be using a sentiment from it. We're not actually going to be using the Painted Poppies stamp set at all, because if you got the suite, you also got, as a part of that, these really pretty and fun, not sure what you would call them. They're not cutouts, but they've got some pretty poppies here, and they're really nice and heavy. They're not cardstock weight. They're actually a lot heavier than that. And so they stand up well from the card. So for our card tonight, we're going to use this pretty poppy plant. And if you notice, you have got two poppies that face towards the right and two poppies that face towards the left. So you kind of have your pick of what you want. There are also some beautiful little poppy groupings here. And while we're here, I will also show you, yes, I've used some of this. There are some really pretty banners in black, and pops of black really make the colors stand out. So we've got two traditional banners, then we've got two round ones, but I want you to focus on these pretty little borders, because we're going to use two of those. Oops, sorry, got Miss Winnie is barking at somebody who's outside. So I'll pull these two out, and that's what we're going to use from this. There are also some beautiful watercolor images that you can obviously watercolor, as well as some vellum that's imprinted. So lots of choices. If you did get this as part of the suite, don't overlook it, because I tended to just put it back and forgot all about it. All right. So hang on, guys. Somebody's out there. Let me check real quick. Is there somebody out there? Sorry about that, gang. When she starts barking right at the front door like that, that usually means there's somebody out there. So I didn't want anybody sneaking up on me. All right, so we are going to use this cute stamp as well as these two borders. And we will be using our Poppy Parade cardstock, which is cut at my usual 4 1/4 by 11, scored and folded at 5 1/2, top folding. And then we're going to use this beautiful poppy paper. I just so love how watercolored that it looks. And I've cut this to be an 1/8 of an inch shorter and an 1/8 of an inch thinner than the card base. Then we will have a piece of Whisper White, which is 3 inches by 4 inches. This is going to be the panel that we'll use. And then I'm going to back that with some more of the Poppy Parade. This is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So this is going to be really simple. Let me show you how quickly it goes. I already have the sentiment I want mounted, and it says, life showers bring love's flowers. And this is how we're going to put it all together. I'm going to have my flower be here. I'll have the sentiment over here, and then we'll put my usual couple little embellishments in there. And I'm not going to glue my flower down first. I want to get my sentiment in. That way, if I get it a little more left or right, I've got some wiggle room there. You'll want to use some pretty black, you know what I mean. Not pretty, but really black. You'll want to use some really black ink for this to stand out. So let me just ink this up. Pardon if my head gets in the way. So I want it to go in this upper right corner. Press it down. Oh, that's a good impression. And that is the only stamping that we're doing for this. So now I'm going to put the flower down in the lower left corner, but I'm going to pop it up because I really like how you get those shadows when you pop things up. And I am all out of my regular dimensionals, but because this is kind of a long piece anyway, I'm going to use some of our, what are these called? Foam adhesive strips. And you would normally use them if you're doing like shaker cards, but it will work very well in this case as well. So I'm just going to kind of hold this up so I can see how much to cut off, how much to peel off here. So we're going to go right to about there. Cut that off. And I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a pretty quick one, so don't blink. Now I'll do it right like that. And then I can use a couple of mini dimensionals just to give it some extra stability. So peel a couple of these off, and I know that one of them will fit on this little area here, so we can do that. And I'm going to do one over here as well. And I think that's going to be enough to make it stand up straight and not buckle. So let's peel our backings off here. Oh, and you know what? I forgot. Your foam strips are actually thicker than your little mini dimensionals are. So what I'm going to do is double up on those and use 2 instead of 1. So I just peeled off the backing, and now I'll put another one there. Quit sticking to me. And another one here. Alright, that's better. So I'll peel these off. And get this straight, and I want my flower to be right here in this corner. I just gently laid it down, but it looks pretty straight, so I'll go ahead and press on it. And using those 2 layers of mini dimensionals made sure that everything is at the same height. All right, we're ready now to take and mat this piece. So I'm just going to use some good old liquid glue. You could also use any kind of adhesive. Your snail would probably be okay for this because the Whisper White's not quite as thick. So I think it would hold just fine. All right. While we've got the glue out, let's go ahead and put this down onto our card base. This is such a pretty side as well. I tell you, on this DSP, both sides of the paper are just beautiful. So it's always difficult to sit there and pick which one you want to use. All right, and for this, again, I want to stand it up. So I'll just go back to, if I can find them, where did I put them? Up there they are. Go back to our foam strips, and since this is a nice big mat, they will work well. And yep, I don't waste any. Tell you, a pack of these foam strips goes a long way, because I've made my fair share of shaker cards, and I still have more than half the pack left. Just tuck that in. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Okay, now we'll go ahead and peel the backings off. Just like that. Hello, Miss Weenie. Did you scare away whoever the booger man was outside? Yeah? Good dog. All right, one more. Make sure that this is facing the right way. Oh, but I almost forgot. Before I do this, remember, we wanted to use our black border up here, right? So luckily, I left just enough space where I can tuck that in. So I'll put a little bit of liquid glue. Now, if we had already, if this was too close to the very edge, we could certainly attach or put it on top of the foam strip. But I'm lucky enough that this is going to fit right there. So I just want to press it down, and it's going to be too long, but no worries, because we can just snip that off. Come on, you stick. Thank you. Just give it, make sure it makes contact with all of that. And then we can do the same thing at the other end. So I'll just put a bead of glue, and I'll take this and attach it down. We certainly didn't have to use it, but when I turn this over, I think you'll see what I mean about how that black is just going to make our colors pop. Get some of that loose glue out of the way. Just adjust that a little bit. All right, now I'm ready to put it on the card, on the base rather. So again, I'm just going to lay it down gently. That way I can pick it up, and if I need to make any adjustments, I can. But nope, I'm thinking I like it just where it is. So all that's left, let me put my glue away before it dries up on me, is to do some little embellishments on it. And for that, I'm using the From My Heart Faceted Gems. Even though we've got, like, real red is actually one of the colors in here, and we're working with Poppy Parade, we're still going to be fine with using these. So get out my glue again, and I'm going to use my 3-in-1 tool. I'm going to pick up one big one, because I think I want a big one. Let's do a big one right here. Just a little bit of glue. Hello, you. And then place that down. I'm liking that. And then I'm going to use, there are actually 3 sizes. You have a large, a medium, and a small. So my large one's going to be next. Put that down so I can pick it up the right way. I always want to flip over. But no worries. If it sticks to my nail, I'll just pick it up that way. All right. And let's do one. I want one, I think, right down here. So I'm going to put my medium-sized one. And then I've got a small one. right there. And let's do our small one. Do I want it down here or do I want it up there? Well, there's a lot of white space down here, so I think I'm actually going to put it right there. Close these up so I don't get them all over the place. And for the last little bit, let's use a little wink of Stella. So I'm just going to put it right on the flowers, and I think that's really all we need. It's just to put them there. Oh, what the heck, we'll do a leaf too. Why not? All right, and that, quick and easy, we have got a cute, cute card that's appropriate for spring. So, break out your, hang on, I gotta see what they're called thing. It drives me crazy, I can't remember the name of them, and it's just because I haven't really used them that much. But they are so cute. So let's see what they're called. I know it's part of, there we go. So this is going to be the Peaceful Poppy Elements. And if you only got the bundle when you placed your order for the Peaceful Poppies, you can go ahead and buy these by themselves. They're only $6.50. And as you saw, there's quite a lot in there that you can use. All right, so that is our card for tonight, our project for tonight. I hope that you all enjoyed watching me do it, and that you'll go out there and look at your stuff that you don't use too often, and try to bring some of that together. It's almost like playing with brand new things. Okay, well, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Remember to wash your hands. If you have elderly neighbors, please check on them. We're all in this virus thing together. So stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.